Judgment time.
You're welcome, I guess.
Members of the jury.
There.
I really don't see what all the fuss is about.
Oh my God, the Scoleri brothers!
In favor of conviction.
You, Mr. Stark. You, buddy.
I am the law!
Judgment.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Geek Court. I'm your honorable judge and executioner, Judge Nakia. Today we're going to be putting 3 topics on trial. The rights to Terminator have finally gone back to James Cameron, and he wants Arnold Schwarzenegger to play a humanoid version of the T-800 model. Tim Miller of Deadpool fame is going to direct. So case 1 is, should James Cameron try to save the Terminator franchise, or just let it die? Case number 2, the first photos of Cable were revealed, and I think he looks kind of sexy. So which Josh Brolin performance will be better, Thanos or Cable? And finally, which 2017 bomb deserves a second chance? Aaron has chosen The Dark Tower, and John has chosen Ghost in the Shell.
No.
No?
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. Fine. He's chosen Power Rangers. Bringing this to the judge at the last minute. I'm going to hold you in contempt of the court. Today's topics will be debated and fought over by 2 defendants, Aaron and John. Aaron, how you feeling today?
I feel strong and powerful and wonderful and beautiful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. John, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling wonderful, powerful, and beautiful. Thank you.
Oh,
Objection, he stole my words.
well, overruled. The outcome of each case will be decided upon by a jury of their peers. Gabe, Alex, Danielle. How's the jury doing today?
Doing great. Excited to hear what Aaron and John have to say.
All
I'm
right.
not, but you know, whatever.
I
And-
could use a drink.
Oh, we could all use one of those. And my lovely, lovely bailiff, Nate. How you doing?
Thank you, Judge. My apologies. When he said Power Rangers, I thought he meant Ghost in the Shell. I had one job, get the facts right.
You're probably going to be fired by the end of this courtroom case, but it's fine. The jury, each case will be decided upon by a jury, and should the juries be split, my vote counts as the third of the total votes. The defendants will be judged based on who made the best case, but not personal bias. Does everybody understand?
Yes.
Judge, jury, me, everybody?
Yes.
All right, let's begin the first case. Should James Cameron try and save the Terminator franchise or just let it die? Aaron, you can go first. You have a minute to make your opening statement.
So, Terminator movies have sucked for a super long time, and they don't look like they're going to get any better with the news we're getting from this. So far, out of 5 films, 2 have been good and 3 have been horrible dog shit. I really don't believe that there's going to be any changes since Cameron isn't even going to be directing Terminator 6. He wants Arnold to come back, as old as he is, to play the human person, like the person that they modeled the T-800 after, but he's like 80 years old, and in the first movie, the T-800 is definitely in his hot 20s.
Objection.
What's your objection?
I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger is 80 years old.
Okay, fair enough.
Continue.
So, okay. Arnold as a human being is a terrible idea because he only functions well in the first film, or the first 2 films, because he's a robot, so all of his terrible acting makes sense. So, I say James Cameron, spend this time... Fudge.
John, you have a minute to make your opening statement.
Opening statement, yes. I do believe that James Cameron should revive the Terminator franchise and continue it on because Genesis was not good. However, James Cameron loved it, which means he has a lot of passion for this franchise ever since the first one. He probably wants to go in and make it better. Point out things that are wrong, film the things that are good, make it better. Arnold Schwarzenegger has, in every movie, worked out for 6 months straight, 3 hours in the gym every day to get back to his original weight and muscle dimensions he did in the first movie. All his measurements are all there. It didn't matter how old he was the first time, because when you looked at Genesis and you looked at Terminator 3, you said, man, that guy's old, but he's in excellent shape.
Objection. That's a CGI character in Terminator 3.
Sustained.
Very well. Not in Terminator 3. No, you mean Salvation. In Salvation, there was a CGI character at the very end of the movie. That was CGI. Fine. One exception. But every other time he's been on screen, it's been him. every time in acting. Also, in terms of his acting like a robot all the time, quote unquote, is...
Aaron, you're gonna have about a minute and a half for your rebuttal.
Okay. My only rebuttal is saying that James Cameron liked Terminator Genesis is proof that he has no goddamn clue what makes Terminator 1 and 2 good, and should be stricken from even touching the rights to these movies. Terminator Genesis was garbage. Emilia Clarke was garbage. Jai Courtney was garbage, just like he is in everything else. And the fact that James Cameron signed off on it shows that he has no idea what he's doing. That's it. The defense rests.
John, you have about a minute and a half for your rebuttal.
My rebuttal is that, true, Genesis was not one of the stronger of the Terminator franchise movies. However, the fact that James Cameron liked it means that he's still willing to be a part of the franchise in at least some form. And with the right amount of people working with him, production, writers, and so on, it could work. Whenever he directs a movie, it's good. And what makes that work is that him and Arnold Schwarzenegger are great friends. And Schwarzenegger will only probably do a movie as long as James Cameron is attached to it. So as long as he gets the right people working with him, like I said before, I think it'll work out. Fans first.
All right, Aaron, you have a 30-second closing argument.
Instead of making Terminator 6, which is already 4 movies, too many Terminators, James Cameron could spend this time making Battle Angel, the movie he's been promising us for 12 years, 13 years, and Arnold could spend this time cheating on his wife and not acting anymore because he's terrible. That's it. The people rest.
Did you call it this man's infidelity?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right. 30-second closing argument, John.
Infidelity is not part of the question. The question is whether the movie should be made, and they should. James Cameron, when he's directly attached to a movie, they're good. They make money, and people want to see it. Nobody knows what Battle Angel is. I rest.
Ooh, the judge is a little upset at that, but I'm going to not hold any points against you. I think that you both guys came out pretty strong. Aaron, I like the fact that you brought up James Cameron's horrible track record and Arnold's age and Cameron's insanity. But, you know, John kind of came back with the passion for this project and the fact that Cameron and Schwarzenegger are friends. And he also, you know, hit you with that the infidelity has nothing to do with this case. So, Bailiff, do you have any facts?
Yes, Judge. There is a CGI Terminator. Arnold is in Genesis and Salvation. Genesis, Arnold versus Arnold, where he fights the chief CGI double. And in Salvation, there's another CGI Arnold. So they're in both movies as a CGI double. Terminator first, the first one was in 1984, 100% fresh, and Rotten Tomatoes. Second one, 93. Third one, 70. Salvation's 54% fresh. Genesis is 53. And Arnold is 70 years old.
All right, thank you, Bailiff. Has the jury reached a verdict in this case?
Your Honor, the jury has. We have all decided together to award the case to Jean.
Really?
Unanimously. Aaron, opinions are not facts. Jean brought us facts.
Well, it's unanimous. This comes as a surprise to the judge, but we're ending case 1 with John with 1 point and Aaron with nothing. On to case 2. Which Josh Brolin performance do you think will be better, Thanos or Cable? John, you have a minute to make your opening statement.
Very well. Very well. Cable is a very hard character to play because even people who read the comics aren't sure of his motivations from comic to comic. Either he's fighting for the future or he's fighting for himself. Very hard role for an actor to get into. Thanos, however, is a cosmic villain, the ultimate villain, and if you ask any actor, any legendary actor, they love playing villains. This is really something that Josh Brolin can just sink his teeth into, and putting on that epic makeup, the epic costume is just nothing that's going to help him do it, and that's my case. That's my case.
Aaron, you have a minute.
I believe that Josh Brolin's going to do a better job playing Cable because, A, Marvel sucks at writing villains. Other than Loki, and again, this is just the people's humble opinion. Other than Loki, they've pretty much failed at writing a solid villain out of all of their films. And also, Cable's going to have way more screen time in Deadpool because it's going to be like a buddy cop movie with Cable and Deadpool together. So Josh Brolin's going to have all that time on screen to really build his performance. We know he does well with comedy. He was, he was, and he does really well with straight man comedy. He was great in Men in Black 3. We've seen him in Hail Caesar. And I think because he'll get to play what amounts to a hero in this film, he'll
10 seconds.
He'll get more meat to chew on. And Thanos' head looks way too big for his face. That's it. Thank you.
John, you have a minute to rebuttal.
Delayed gratification is better than instant gratification, which is what we were getting in the Marvel movies. They're not throwing Thanos at us constantly. You see him in the background. He's a mysterious character at first, and when it is revealed, it's Thanos. Later on, you go home, do a little research, you see that it's Josh Brolin, you get even more excited. Now, Cable being a hero in Deadpool, we don't know. He might just be there, and they just might bump heads, and Cable might just have some kind of mission. We don't know if he's going to be a hero or not. Cable does things to get the job done, not to be a hero. I think seeing Thanos on screen is going to blow Deadpool away, just because it's Thanos. Head size aside. End of my discussion.
All right. Aaron, you have a 30-second closing argument?
No, this is my rebuttal. Thank you.
Oh, you
Judge.
caught that? I didn't want to give it to you, but go ahead. Rebut away.
Yeah. I challenge you to tell me what Thanos' motivations are so far that we've seen in the MCU. We've seen him sit in a chair, and we've seen him put a glove on. Other than that, we haven't seen him do SHIT. That amounts to anything. There is no build. This is going to be just as much instant gratification as there will be for Cable in Deadpool 2, because we've never seen Thanos aside from one post-credit scene and a leaked trailer. Aside from that, I think there's going to be no way for Brolin to really give us a performance because there's going to be about 30 different heroes on screen. So there's no way they're going to fill the time with anything from Thanos. And I believe that Thanos' face fits his head as well as Haley Joel Osment's adult head fits his adult child face. Thank you. People rest.
John, you have 30 seconds to make a closing argument here.
Thanos, Josh Brolin as Thanos has been working out. His body is he's working out for Cable. Give it that. It's going to be even better for Thanos. He's going to fill it out. Head's going to fit just fine. It is delayed gratification because we're probably going to be able to see the villain that was orchestrating all these evil events, concept-wise, come to screen, come to life. You're going to love it. And his motivation is to take over the universe. Thank you.
Hey, Aaron, I guess I will give you a 30-second closing argument.
So Thanos' motivations are to take over the universe. We've never seen it. We have no idea if that's true or not. He just has like a really wrinkly chin and a giant forehead. And I just don't think he's going to have enough time to really give us anything to work with. I don't think it's going to be Brolin's fault. I think it's just going to be the fact that there's so much going on. I think Loki's still going to steal the show. Thank you.
Very compelling arguments. Very compelling arguments. I wanted to assault you, Aaron, after you made fun of the Marvel films, but I will agree that Loki is the only villain that so far has been good. I also like the fact that you brought up Brolin's strength in comedy, you brought up his acting history, and I do like the fact that you also brought up the fact that the other heroes are going to eat up the most time from this film. John, though, I like that you brought up the fact that Thanos is the ultimate villain, and we don't know what Cable's role will be in the Deadpool movie. So I thought that was a really good point you made there. Bailiff, do we have any facts to check?
There's no confirmation as far as screen time numbers for Thanos or Cable, but Stephen McFeely, the screenwriter for Infinity Wars, does say that Thanos does have plenty of screen time. And as far as the number of superheroes, they do have 67 superheroes on the board, on the storyboard. It's not confirmed if all of them will be in it.
That's a lot of heroes.
But the Russo brothers did say there's not going to be 67 lead characters, but they do have 67 names that they are toying with, and that there's possibilities that they'll appear.
All right.
Indeed.
Has the jury reached a verdict?
We have.
Okay. What do you got?
We side with Aaron on this subject.
Really?
Thank you.
Unanimous.
Unanimous.
Look at that. Aaron is finally on the board. The score is 1-1. You guys are tied. Aaron, you will be taking point in the next case, which is which summer bomb deserves a second chance? I believe you chose Dark Tower.
Yes.
You may begin your 1-minute opening statement.
The Dark Tower series of books is 8 books long and is fantastic. I believe that it deserves a second chance because the movie was not good. And they wasted a lot of what is a super deep pool of lore to have gone to. They sort of threw a little bit here and there, peppered some Easter eggs, but they didn't give us the real story that, you know, is there. They could have just adapted one book instead of trying to smash them all together. I believe that the amazing cast of Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey were given nothing to work with. This should have been a TV series, something like Game of Thrones or American Gods. This could have created a cinematic universe for Stephen King, as the Dark Tower series of books ties all of, well, not all of, but most of his books together. They all have some ties to the Dark Tower. There is hope. The TV series is apparently still happening, so we can all hope. Thank you so much. The people
John,
rest.
You have a 1-minute opening statement.
All right.
I believe your choice is Power Rangers?
Yes, it is. The Power Rangers deserves another chance to be looked at because it came out in the middle of a bunch of other movies, and the only other real memories we have of the Power Rangers are the shows, which are arguably garbage. They're hard to watch. The choreography is, well, super choreographed, too choreographed, and you don't get a feel of the characters of who they are even when you watch the shows. They're just a bunch of people slammed together for no reason. The movie addresses that and makes them actually sit down and get to know each other and be friends with each other. So you get that. The movie also does a good job of making you care about these people. It's not just the jock. It's not just the bad boy. It's not just the nerd. It's people who would try to come together for a good cause, and deep down they're heroes. And you find that out throughout the movie. You don't get that in the TV show. What you get is a little bit of exposition. Rita saying, "Make my monster grow." They fight the putties, then they fight the monsters. The end. This movie wasn't exactly like that. It was more to it. And
Aaron, you have a 1-minute rebuttal.
While I agree that Power Rangers was not a show for me, because I'm old, there is a very deep lore there, but not nearly as deep as the Dark Tower. I think there was a bigger miss with the Dark Tower film than there was with Power Rangers. I think Power Rangers was a good movie that came out at the wrong time and maybe didn't live up to studio expectations, but I think it was a good representation of what the Power Rangers were, whereas the Dark Tower was a terrible representation of what these books, comic books, and other short novellas could have been. So I do believe that given the choice, the choice is simple. It's the Dark Tower. It needs it more and deserves it more. The people rest.
John, I'm going to give you a minute rebuttal, but tread lightly. The judge likes Power Rangers.
Very well. I asked the judge to be more objective. The best part of the Power Rangers movie is that you don't have to be a fan of Power Rangers to be a fan of this movie. You don't have to know about the history because it gives you all of that in the first part of the movie, which was done actually very well. The Zords look like dinosaurs because the initial battle and the initial designing of the Zords took place during prehistoric times when dinosaurs ruled the earth, so that's why they look the way they do. That kind of thing is what made the movie great. It gives you everything you need to enjoy it, all the way from the beginning, middle, to end. And Bryan Cranston as Zordon was a surprise. I had forgotten that he was even in this movie until I watched it again, and seeing him on the wall was great. And he sacrificed his life for the Blue Ranger. Key piece, key part of that movie, which makes it great. Just see it again. I rest. Thank you.
Aaron, you have a 30-second closing argument.
The Dark Tower deserves this chance more because there is just so much more potential there for greatness. The Power Rangers, while a great children's show, I think has less to it that could have been meaty and could have become a series or a cinematic universe. I think there is meat here, and there is something there to be dug upon and built upon to make a great series. Thank you. God rest.
Again, tread lightly. 30 seconds. Whenever you're ready.
I am ready. Again, I want to say that this is a movie for someone that didn't like the Power Rangers movie franchise, and I like this movie. The problem with Dark Tower is it relied too much on the stars. People want to go see Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba, not the Man in Black and the Gunslinger. My closing argument is go watch this movie because it's better than you think. You'll know simply by watching it. Thank you.
All right. I was going to set you on fire and throw you out of my courtroom, John, until, the end of your argument there.
Please don't. I got things to do later.
I do think the Power Ranger movie makes us care about the Rangers, which is something that you brought up that I thought was good.
I didn't hate it.
I'm talking right here. The judge is talking. You just, be quiet. Let me finish what I'm going to say before I set you on fire for real. And I do like that you, in my opinion, you were losing until you brought up the fact that Aaron's movie relied heavily on star power. It wasn't about the
Objection.
gunslinger.
I didn't make that film.
Again, we're not talking about you. Aaron, I thought you were good with suggesting alternate venues for this franchise instead of a movie. And, yeah, I think that's it. Bailiff, do you have any facts to check?
Sure. The television spot that Aaron was referring to as far as what the movie was lacking as far as references is called Connected Kingdom, and it features Easter eggs of other Stephen King stories, including The Shining, Christine, Cujo, Misery, Shawshank Redemption, and Carrie, and It. So show you the depth. And according to Rotten Tomato, Power Rangers is at 44% fresh, and Dark Tower is at 18% fresh.
All right. You did a really good job, Mr. Bailiff. You might have a career here in bailiffness.
Thank you, Judge.
Does the jury have a verdict?
Yes, we do. John, you made a great point about how Power Rangers set a good foundation for a series to go forward, and Aaron, you made a good point about how the first movie wasn't so good. You went in an opposite direction than John, but how there's so much more potential and meat there to build upon. Great points on both sides. Ultimately, the jury voted unanimously for Aaron.
Unanimously?
Oh, all right.
I am...
Understood.
This is unheard of. All right. That brings the top three cases to a close. Aaron's in the lead with 2 points. John is trailing slowly behind with 1. This will bring us to the speedster round. John, being the newcomer, you're going to get first choice in these. Well, in the first 2, at least. So the first case on the docket is, what would you rather receive as a gift? Annabelle or Chucky?
I'll take Chucky.
Okay. Aaron, that leaves you with Annabelle.
Yeah, I'll take Annabelle, duh.
All right, John, you have 20 seconds to make an opening statement.
Very well. I would rather receive Chucky as a gift because when you finally get because he can be killed. He's made out of flesh, and you stab him, that doll bleeds. And once you kill him, you can take that doll, put it on eBay, make some money. Yeah.
Aaron, you have Annabelle. Whenever you're ready, 20 seconds.
So I would prefer to have Annabelle because you can send Annabelle back to hell because she's a demon, and you can throw holy water on her, you can wrap her up in Bible pages, bury her in a crate full of Bibles. You can do anything you want as long as, it involves the Bible and my man Jesus. Love you.
John, you have a 10-second final rebuttal.
The movie shows that anybody can learn voodoo, and you can learn it as well, and you can exorcise that, killer out of Chucky's body.
Sweet Jesus. Aaron, you have a 10-second final statement?
Yeah, so anybody can learn voodoo, but anyone can have sex with a priest. Think about that. Your boyfriend can get rid of Annabelle for you. Thank you. The people rest.
The judge is a little confused. I would choose none of them because I don't need no haunted dolls in my house. Bailiff,
I can give
what you got?
Annabelle is a demon, and Chucky, he does have a soul, so that he's not a demon. He transfers his soul from the doll to a human body.
Fred Durst.
About this voodoo thing, though, do you think anybody could do it?
I do it myself on the weekends.
I
All
can
right,
explain
you might be
why.
fired.
Is that how your sunglasses
I
keep
can
changing?
Hey, order in the court. Does the jury have they reached the decision?
We are split on this one, Your Honor. It is 2-1.
Okay, what we got?
Leaning towards, I believe, Aaron.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, 2-1 for Aaron?
Wait, no. 2-1
John.
for John.
For
Sorry.
John.
I apologize.
Oh, what?
Against Aaron. I apologize.
How dare you?
The judge sees no reason to rock this boat. I thought you both gave, very valid points, but these are still creepy dolls. We'll go with the jury on this one.
Agreed.
That brings the score 2-2.
I did live my argument, by the way, guys. I just want you to know that.
I don't know why you decided to interrupt my courtroom. I will set you on fire, throw you out, and give all the points to John if you keep this up. John, you're also going to go first in this one. What is the worst summer movie poster? Please turn to the television screen. Worst movie poster? I'm going to need an answer soon.
This one, Pirates of the Caribbean.
You're going to choose Pirates?
Yeah.
All right. Aaron, you're going to go first. You have a 20-second opening statement.
The Spider-Man Homecoming poster is pure dog shit because it features Iron Man in equal amounts to the main character, Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and it looks like I made it in Photoshop class, which I don't know how to use Photoshop, so thank you. People rest.
Aaron, John, you have a 20-second opening statement.
Speaking from an artist standpoint, where does your eye go in this movie, in this poster? Right here. He's been in every movie. Who's the villain? No one can see who the villain is. It's definitely not Jeffrey Rush, because I've seen the trailers. Enough. That's enough.
Aaron, you have a 10-second closing statement.
Man, Spider-Man's arm is real. It's real dumb in this. Like, is he leaning on a desk about to tell you a story about when he was in college? Like, one time, me and... Oh, no.
This is not show and tell. Keep your legs behind the table. John, you have a 10-second closing statement?
Yes.
A final rebuttal?
This is just the worst. It's a worse movie. It's a worse poster. The poster has to show, the eyes have to go everywhere and not just here. Thank you.
You guys are all over the place. I do like the fact that Aaron brought up that Iron Man is large and in charge and in the front. And I do like the fact that John brought up the fact that there are no villains present in the Pirates poster. This is rough. Bailiff, you got anything?
Aaron, in fact, does not know Photoshop, according to his LinkedIn profile. It's not one of his skills.
Thank you.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Has the jury reached the verdict?
They're still deliberating.
Still deliberating. It's fine. The jury can do what they want. Not really. I mean, we are timed.
Okay, we are unanimous on this one, siding with Aaron.
Hey.
Oh, sided with Aaron.
That is not.
Thank you.
That brings the
Jury of my
score
peers.
3-2. It's still a close game. This brings us to the last part of the speedster round, and I believe that is this going to be out of a hat? Oh no! All right, here we go. Do you have the hat, the sorting hat, bailiff?
We have the hat judge.
All right, here we go. It's going to be which Disney live-action remake will be better?
Oh wait.
Please.
John will go first in this one. John, what did you
Thank
pull?
you, Caliph.
The Lion King.
All right, you have a 20-second opening statement.
The Lion King is far more beloved, one of the most beloved Disney franchises of all time. People are going to go see it just because it's a Lion King, and you can't make this movie without having great actors and great production. I think it's just going to. That's why it's going to be a better movie. Thank you.
Aaron, you have
Composing
a 20-second
now.
opening statement. What is your movie?
Composing my notes. My movie is Aladdin. I'm ready when you are.
Whenever you start speaking.
Okay, I'm going to begin speaking in 3, 2.
Do not count the
Okay,
judge.
so Aladdin is going to be a better live-action remake because it has Will Smith in it, and everybody loves Will Smith. He is beautiful, he's charismatic, and, you know, he's a great rapper. So, and also the girl who played the Pink Ranger is Jasmine. So, I mean, great things. All great things.
John, you have a 10-second closing argument.
Will Smith is not Middle Eastern in any way whatsoever. The Lion King has a better chance of promoting and hiring excellent black actors since it's set in Africa. And I think this is going to be better.
Aaron, you have 10 seconds.
Casting a black actor to play an animal just seems offensive in our political climate. Thank you.
I almost flipped the judge bench over. We were walking on dangerous territory there. Yeah, so dangerous territory. I do like the fact that John did mention that the Lion King is very beloved, and I'm gonna dock you some personal friendship points over there, Aaron, for saying everybody loves Will Smith. The judge does not, in fact, love Will Smith, and that is all I have to say about that. Bailiff, do you have any facts?
It's hard to check if everyone loves Will Smith. It's quite a large poll.
What do I hire you
what
for?
What I can give you is the range of Rotten Tomatoes for his filmography. His highest rated is Men in Black with a 92% fresh. Lowest, 11% After Earth.
Yeah.
So somewhere in the middle lies Will
I
Smith.
believe that.
What is the jury saying?
The jury is going to side with Aaron because the jury loves Will Smith.
Thank you. I
Unanimously, we all love Will Smith.
And he provided examples for his actors when he said they had some good actors in it.
Is it unanimous?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Well, that brings the score to from 4-2. With Aaron in the lead, there's no reason to go into sudden death. Aaron, that means that you're today's Geek Court winner.
I feel like I'm going to go into sudden death while I leave.
Yeah. I'm going to see you after this, and we're going to talk about, black people as animals. That's going to be rough. This concludes today's proceedings. I'd like to thank Aaron and John. Aaron, John, how you doing? Do you have a place people can follow you? You got a Twitter?
You can follow me on Instagram, John_chaos_. And I don't use Twitter because it's kind of dumb. Thank you.
Oh.
The people agree with Twitter.
Thank you. The jury have a good time? Did you guys have a good time?
Great.
Yeah.
We had a wonderful time judging other people's opinions.
It's a great
You
experience.
say we were getting jiggy with it.
Please, let's not bring up Will Smith anymore. All right. I would like to thank the jury for doing their civic duties today, and I also like to thank Full Moon Creative for letting us shoot here. Make sure to share, subscribe, and leave a comment on who you think argued the best. I'm today's Geek Court judge, Judge Nakia. Thank you for joining us. Court is adjourned. Mr. Bailiff, sir, I'm going to see you outside, and then you are fired.